What's up, y'all? Danny from Van Life Northwest coming to you today with this rare iteration of the Toyota HiAce. This is a 1999, it's called a LH168. Now, this is the first HiAce we've had with the 5L engine. So 5L is the model. The displacement is 3 liters. It's a naturally aspirated diesel. So very similar mechanically to the 3L engine, which has been in many of the HiAces that we've sold over the years, as well as the 2L. In fact, they use almost all the same components between the 2L, 3L, and 5L. This is just a larger version. Now, the 168 is similar to the 109, which we've had in the past, which means it's a GL, it's a cargo van, and I'll show you that here. But it's the short wheelbase length. So it's the wheelbase length of a super custom, so short wheelbase, but with cargo interior and build, and some of the features of the cargo vans, which one of the main ones is it has leaf springs out back. It's a very clean undercarriage. Very clean cargo section for a cargo van. This has 79,000 miles, 123,000 kilometers, and is very well kept. So this is, well, it's a 3 belted position, so that's in the front, 1, 2, 3. And then it has this really cool flip down seat here, which is another 3 seat positions, but no belts. Belts can be added. I've seen people do that before. In fact, we've done it. So with it up, you've got the whole cargo here, which is a little bit more than 8.5 feet up to here. And then you can put this down and flip this lever here, just like that. There's room for another 3 people. And you see this little headache bar here. This is very easily removable. These just retract here and you can pull it out. Basically, it's there to keep any cargo you have from hitting your passenger in the head. And that can actually be moved up to just behind here, or just get rid of it altogether. So we'll come up front. Now this is it's called true 4-wheel drive. Toyota called it true 4-wheel drive, which is essentially all-wheel drive. It's got our standard 2-inch lift, all new shocks, all around, new BFG KO2 235 75/15 tires, Steelies, which I love. These are my favorite. And let me see about the front end work that we did. Yes, CV boots have been done. New brake pads in the front, turned rotors, bleed the brakes, rebuild the wheel bearings in the front, or clean them and repack them, replace if necessary, but I believe these were fine. Many of them last quite a long time. New hub seals. And that's a brake job for the front, and CV boots while we're at it. But back to the interior. This is a 5-speed manual transmission here. And uniquely, which is the first cargo model I've seen that has this, it has a driver airbag, which is very cool. Basic HVAC controls, air conditioning's functional. It's just a front AC system. Heater obviously works great. This is just a stereo from Japan that's in it now. We can replace it should you choose to add that to the van if you decide to purchase it. Under here, 2 buckles, 1, 2, I've already unbuckled them. Up, and here's the engine. Here's that 5L. Which, if you're familiar with the 3L, it looks strikingly similar and primarily is the same thing. I would say 95% is the same thing as a 3L, except for larger. Done quite a bit of work in here. All new rad hoses, all new coolant hoses. All throughout, these are heater hoses. This goes to the tank, to the overflow tank. Cap belts in here. There's a couple of alternator belts. They're a matched set from Toyota. It's got to be that way. Power steering belt, AC belt. Like I said, AC works great. All your timing components is under here. This is the timing cover. Replace the timing cover gasket. It's a cam seal here and a crank seal way down there. And your water pump is right in there. All this you can't really see, but I'm just showing you where it is. There's an idler and tensioner pulley that hold the timing belt and guide it into the right place. And the timing belt itself is replaced. Here's where your engine oil goes, right here. So it has fresh oil filter. This is the fuel filter housing. The fuel filter itself is that white thing down there. Also new as well. Air filter, also new. All the gear oil, so front diff, rear diff, center diff, all done. Transmission flush, well, not transmission flush, sorry. Transmission oil replacement. We use synthetic for that. New, oh yeah, one more thing in here. Alternators way down in there. New alternator. So people ask, recently I had people ask, well, this only has 79,000 miles. Why are you changing the water pump and changing the alternator? All these things are supposed to last a long time. Well, they do, but this van is 25 years old. We don't really know for sure the service history of it. And some things like the timing belt and other components, it's not only interval for change, it's not just mileage, it's age. And for me, being a mechanic, I want to know when those things were done. I don't want to leave it up to chance. So even though some of this is theoretically under the threshold for changing, we do it all anyway, and that's for every van. I want a baseline for any van like this that we're working on, and that if I'm driving and taking out, I want to know where all that's been. And oftentimes when you're doing these jobs, getting in there and changing the timing belt, you have to take off the timing belt and water pump and a bunch of other stuff to kind of get at things that really do need to be changed, like oil seals and things that degrade over age. So, and regarding the alternator is one of those things that just run just fine until it stops one day. And then you don't really know when that's going to be, but certainly if it's new or rebuilt, it's going to restart that clock and last quite a bit longer that way. So that's why we started doing that. So basically, in a nutshell, it's so that we have the best quality product for our customers and have the least amount of problems on the road for our vehicles. Up here, we're including our Pluto roof rack. This is a roof rack we've designed specifically for the Toyota HiAce, and it fits really well with this GL length. And I'll pop up here so you can have a look at it from above. This is the full 12-bar setup here. This product is also available on our website for your HiAce, should you want to purchase one. Not only through Van Life Northwest you can get there, but hiace.parts. That's our parts website. So if I haven't already mentioned this is for sale. A lot of people who are interested in our vans find us not locally, so through YouTube, through Instagram, through other avenues where they're purchasing the vehicle remotely. So now I'm going to just kind of talk about any kind of cosmetic imperfections, of which, even though this van looks great and we've done so much to it, there are cosmetic imperfections with it. And it's one of these vehicles where, being a cargo van, it doesn't really bother me that much. It's kind of part of its life, its vibe. And really, after all the work we've done to it, those things kind of settle into the background for me. But here we go. I'll spend a minute going through, just pointing out some imperfections, some minor dents like this. There's this weird bit of spray paint or some kind of something happened here. I can't even really say what went on here. Sloppy paint work here, or there was a sticker or something happened, but it doesn't seem to be an issue structurally. And it's not that noticeable, but if you are really looking, you can see that. Right here, there's a shallow dent here. Just kind of looks like it was pushed in a little bit. Backing up. Pretty much the rest of this side looks quite good. There's a little push-up area right there along the bottom. And then a little kiss right here. Right there. And another little one right here. Some minor, just kind of scuffing here. Another little kind of push-up kiss right there, just behind that front left. Looks like somebody might have tried to lift it by that seam at some point in its past. Doesn't appear to have caused any real issues at all. A little bit of a scuffy sort of push right there. And some more of this kind of rough paint and small little push right there. So, I mean, it's all minor, but it's all spread out enough to where to me, it did not warrant a full repaint. And honestly, I mean, if you look at this video, look at the pictures, it really doesn't really detract from it much. I personally like little things like that. This van's lived its life for 25 years in Japan, and it shows a little bit of that history on it. I think it wears it well. Anyhow, currently this van's available. Reach out. Let's chat about it more. I'm sure there's way more work we did to it than I had remembered to mention here in this video, but find us on Instagram, Van Life Northwest. Our website, vanlifenorthwest.com, will have a listing for this van, and our YouTube will have a video. All right, y'all. Take care. Peace.